Hi, Coach Kathleen here, coming to you from a gorgeous sunny day in South Africa. This is session number 2 of our Nail the Basics series, where I'm going to be covering the basics of recovery. Even though it's the basics of recovery, recovery is almost, I would say, the most important of your training, because this is where all the adaptations happen to from the hard sessions that you've been doing. So if you're just sort of powering away at hard sessions and never getting in proper recovery, you're almost wasting your time. You're just not going to be getting the benefits. All right, so I've got 4 key aspects which I'm going to discuss. They are the 4 R's, but I've thrown in, it's normally the 3 R's, but I've thrown in my own R there. They are refuel, rehydrate, and then my own one, reset, and then the traditional repair. Okay, so the first one, refuel, very important. After you've done a hard training session, especially a quality interval session or a long run lasting more than an hour, you're going to have depleted glycogen stores in your muscles, and you want to replenish that glycogen, which is basically the carbohydrate that you've eaten converted into fuel in your muscles. You want to have that replenished as quickly as possible, so that you're ready for your next workout. All right, so my recommendation is that within 15 minutes of you completing your workout, you take a high GI snack, so something very sugary, like some raisins, some sweeties, a banana, or a quality energy drink. Then within an hour to max an hour and a half after your workout, you want to have a proper meal with a 3-to-1 carbohydrate to protein ratio. And you want this meal to be as nutritious as possible. All right, so this is where you're going to have your vegetables, your potatoes, your pumpkin, your rice, your pasta, and then a little bit of protein, maybe some fish or some chicken, and lots of veggies to get in lots and lots of good, solid nutrients to help the body repair and recover. A lot of people ask a lot about the protein, but don't need a lot of protein to recover. Now, what is important to remember is that for the repair process to take place in the muscles, it needs a carbohydrate-rich environment. So if you're glycogen depleted, and you're not getting in any carbs, you're just taking in a whole lot of protein, that protein cannot be effectively synthesized to repair the muscle. And actually what your body's wanting is it's wanting the glycogen stores restored so that you've got fuel for your next workout, and it needs that carbohydrate rich environment in order to utilize the protein effectively to rebuild the muscle. Another important thing which I just want to highlight around protein is, look, you only use very little to repair your muscles. So you basically just need a fistful of meat or something like egg on your plate. If you're putting in a lot of protein into your body, protein creates a very acidic environment within your body, and that will compromise your immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses, and will have a negative impact on the wellness of your body. So that's just something extra to keep in mind. Then our second R is rehydrate. All right, so you want to replenish the fluid that has been lost through water, drinking waters after your workout. But I also suggest that you drink something that contains some electrolyte, especially when training in hot, humid conditions, that you replace your magnesiums and your potassiums and your sodium as well to restore your electrolyte balance, especially things like potassium and magnesium, which are very important for nerve and muscle function and energy production. All right, our third R is the one which is not in the typical 3 R's, which is refuel, rehydrate, and repair. But before repair, I'm throwing in reset. And this is a critical R. This is what I'm talking about, is days where you actually rest. Okay, it's so important that you have days where you don't train at all, and that doesn't mean going for a cycle or going for a gym class. or something like that. It really means just letting the body and the mind relax. All right, actually, I'll often call it adrenal resets on my training programs, because it's really where you're just taking all the stress off of your body and you just letting it recharge, reboot, reset. Okay, and it's also very important that you include regular reset weeks, recovery weeks, where you cut back on your training, you reduce the intensity, reduce the volume, maybe have an extra day off, and you actually just completely have a whole week of not doing nothing, but reduction in training to recharge. And then it's also very important that you have an annual reset. This could be after a major race you've been preparing for, such as a marathon or a big championship, where you just take, say, 2 weeks off to just completely relax, do things with your family that you weren't able to do previously because you were so busy training, get to do some of those hobbies that have been neglected, and just get the whole system to have a reboot. All right. And our final R is repair. And this is normally the one people run to first. Those are your things like your massage, your ice baths, your foam rolling, all the little tricks we do to repair the muscle damage that has happened from the training session. All right, because when you train very hard, you get microscopic tears within your muscle that as that heals, that generates scar tissue. That's where we get all our lovely knots, etc., etc. And there are tools to help speed up the recovery of those muscles, but that is actually your last sort of go-to. Your most important is get your glycogen stores up. All right, and then get your water back, but that's normally one we don't neglect because we're thirsty, so we do drink. And then your reset. All right, if you're never taking a day off, you're just putting stress upon stress on your body, you're not gaining the benefits from your training. And then lastly, going, if you're able to, if you have capacity, if you have resources, going for your massage, doing your foam rolling and all of those. But those are really the icing on the cake. All right, I hope you've learned something. I hope this helps. Yeah, let me know how you get on. Please, if you've enjoyed this video, click like, click subscribe for more from our channel. Also visit the website activeforlife.co.za, where there's plenty more in our blog section around recovery and various other running related topics. Have an awesome day. Ciao.